So here we are with episode 7 of Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. Last episode, we had a rather wholesome episode for Mother's Day. I believe it was released on Mother's Day about a mother and her daughter. And I know that some people in the comments had made mention that the writer for the series wanted to write something different, a little bit more dramatic, but decided to end up with it being a much more wholesome episode, which honestly, good, because if we had the many signs of voice actor radio on Saturday for Mother's Day like that, we would have had it like that instead, you know? But with the collaboration being a success between Jelly and Miko, now known as Shizue Baba, we'll just have to see what this episode has in store for us. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access in the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. A career guidance meeting. Ah, for the teachers, yeah. Hopefully it's to continue. Jelly, right? Guess I'll just go to university somewhere. Oh. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it too much. Even if she goes to college, university or something. School of Education. Well, yeah. Oh, the middle school where she basically... It's the middle school where she basically died, right? Her social rep. Oh, very nice. Damn, dude, she's got such a big plans. Meanwhile, this girl right here... Schools affiliated. Oh yeah. She does go to one that goes directly to to university. Oh, so I have nothing left to pray for. It seems like you do have something else to pray for. Ooh. Gonna learn how to ride a motorcycle too? I mean, I guess we did see it in the opening, huh? Alright. I thought that was so funny that, like, these three are just like, yeah, we sort of have plans, you know, going to university. Kiui's just got this, like, concrete plan, like, she wants to go to this specific university, drive there by motorbike and everything. And then for Kano, don't worry, Kano, I thought your goal was to get to 100,000 subscribers. Damn, dude. There's not that lady, but there's another lady who kind of looks like her. That has, like, the motorcycle helmet. I don't know where we'll see her in this episode, since it's kind of, perhaps, maybe, about the motorbike thing. Who knows? We'll just have to see her. Just asleep with her pen up in the air. Rip, dude. Rip. 4 straight hours in the classroom, no breaks? A 4-hour nap. Then buy a bike and fucking drive. You don't need a license. I'm just saying. Don't listen to me, kids. Don't listen to this advice. She wants to feel like she's doing something. Spending nights together. No, hopefully she's gonna get... Yeah, maybe. Well, hopefully. Just going to university. Taking basic classes, you know, before you hit a degree. And we cherish her. Damn, dude. I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to fucking get a license for a motorbike, bro. I don't have the balance. When I was young, I used to think that'd be cool. But also, like, these bikes aren't exactly made for them either. Oh. Alright, don't try to get... What? Is she drinking a Dr. Pepper? Biddies? Yeah, I'm like, excuse me, lady, what the fuck? Oh, here it is. Got her name. Oh, nachos, dude. I don't think it's Huru, but like, this is just a place that they let you stay? God, dude, driving school is intense, if that's the case. Hmm? Just two flunkies out here, dude. Wanted a word with me. Shut the fuck up, bro! So one of the reasons why she wants to be a middle schooler is to hopefully save kids who are like her. Yeah, fuck you, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. Well, at least she wants to turn that shitty experience. That's right! No. That's a good reason why. The weak old me. I feel ya. I got tears in my eyes too. Oh, you've got friends. You've got people who will be here to support you. Oh. Oh. Spite, that's what. I'm doing it out of spite. But it's not as good as Kiui's. No, maybe she's forgotten her reason. Which is spite. Or again, it's just like it compared to like her story, Kiui's story. It's not as good, you know? I mean, you probably shouldn't think of the world as just the high school. Oh my god. Yeah, offer me your breast size. Oh. Well, cause she... Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Damn, dude, she had a lot of surgery. You know what? If that's her... Damn, bro. Alright, no, stop! This... Not just weirdos, but like, what the fuck is going on with this one? I mean, I guess, but like, can we stay like 500 feet away from that woman? I mean, I guess they're in the... all natural. She's doing fucking math right now. Stop! Stop! It's censored! What the fuck is going... You are the one who's fucking doing it! What? Oh shit, is that a burn scar? Is that a scar, or is that... I thought it was a burn scar, but it could be like a tattoo that she got removed, and it's like... Is she also partaking in the... Because she's wearing the same thing as them, right? Oh, shit, look at her. One of the teachers just crying. Finally. You know, that was me. Yeah, I was like, did she just straight up just told her about Nox? Since what, she showed you her boobs? I don't want to hang out with you IRL. Online's better! Yeah, she doesn't want to go out despite learning how to drive. Ha! Oh. I have to read that later. This place in Shibuya. Oh, look at her. Got her driver's license, finally. Yay! Good for her. Congrats, dude. She passed the Rin portion. Oh, she's rental motorcycle? First things go to Mahiru's place, obviously. Just drive? Oh. Oh, here's the Discord. Oh shit, dude. Her cool girlfriend's gonna fucking come up to her with a motorcycle. Hell yeah! Just wanna be where you were, you know? Kano's down bad. Oh shit! Oh my god, this is our first time driving two people. Are you... You know what? She just got her driver's license. I don't know if I want to be on the... You saw her just fucking ramping up the speed, but then there were like cars in front of her. Look at this shit, dude. With a motorbike now, you can drive anywhere you want. Ooh. An art school. Alright. Look at her sad Nike shoes. Wow, that's a nice beach. I want to like the art I draw. Ooh, to make a certain someone happy. I wonder who that is. If this is the same person that she says I've been into somebody, then like, does that mean that she mentioned Kano last time as well? Reciprocate properly. What, are you gonna give her a kiss on the cheek? She's trying to figure out her purpose. So everybody's got such a nice plan, and then draw for me. Sing for me then? Oh. If you want to find another way to figure out why you sing. Oh my god! A jellyfish! Fucking capture it! A confession? You don't actually... Oh. Understandable. I was joking about the, catching the jellyfish part, but like, don't actually touch it. Oh, so I can drive you around? Down bad, dude. Down bad. Oh, calling her by her actual first name. That means that there will be many more times where she calls you Mahiru if the moment is right. Oh. The police? Ha! She got a ticket! Yo, the fucking police just caught her. He just knows immediately? Like, do they just have like a fucking sign or some shit that says that she's a first year? I mean, I would assume it's just because like she looks like a high schooler. Listen, you can't have anyone ride with you for the first year. Didn't you know that? Well, she passed the exam, but she certainly did not pass the exam in her head. You know, that makes it so much more understandable. Like, you can't have anyone ride with you for the first year because, like, you still have to fucking learn how to balance it and everything just because you got your driver's license, right? Doesn't mean that you're, like, completely done with the car and all that. And especially with, like, a second person on there, like, that's, like, an extra balance that you have to do. Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't crash. And, like, it's a good thing that the fucking police came and just gave her a ticket about it. But alright, folks, I'm going to write some notes and we will be right back to the center. This part where in the beginning with Mahiru complaining about how like high school's ending and all that, and then she goes, so in the beginning with Mahiru complaining about how like high school's about to end, and Kiui, she's like, what's so great about it? You know, somewhere around there. And Mahiru responds with, well, it's a special period in life that only lasts 3 years. And I was real thinking about like, you know, I guess some people have like good memories of high school, some other people don't, but like, man, the people who think that the people who peak in high school, right? The ones who basically can't fucking get out of their high school mentality despite them being like in their fucking 30s and 40s and some shit. Sad, dude. Sad. I mean, I wished, right, if I were to be able to, actually, you know what? With like the whole idea of like isekai, like time travel, like if you could like travel back in time to your younger self and with all the knowledge that you have, then I honestly, sometimes I remember thinking about that when like, again, when isekai started getting more popular, I thought about that and I was just like, yeah, you know, maybe possibly I could do something different. But honestly, I'd probably still just do the same thing in high school if I were, well, maybe I'd probably not do the thing that got me in trouble in sophomore year, but like other than that, like I'd still actually, and also I'd probably invest in Bitcoin, but you know, other than that, there's like really, I wouldn't like want to go back in time to just do all that shit again, you know, if somebody asked me if somebody gave me an offer that I can go back all the way to like the beginning of my birth and like I remember everything, I probably wouldn't, because the reason why I got through my childhood and everything was because of my fucking ignorance. Alright, if I came back to when I was a baby or something and I had like all the knowledge of what is going to fucking happen, I'm gonna be extremely fucked up, even more than I am now. But as I said, right, the reason why I got through the childhood in the first place is because I was fucking ignorant, and I was being well a child there, just daydream a lot, just to get past all those times. Oh, okay, I just saw it. At a driver's ed camp. So it's a 2-day plan. You know, I've never seen this before where they just take you, it's a driving school, but like they have a fucking education camp where you just stay there for 2 days. You know, that's pretty fucking sick, honestly. Although I'm not, this would not work well in like in America. Actually, you know, before I run my mouth out, as I usually do, I'm not sure if there are education camps, like, for driving in America. I certainly didn't get that, but, you know, maybe there are somewhere, who knows? And maybe it's a scam. Okay, maybe it's a good one. I don't know, again. God, you see how tiny Kiui is on this giant-ass motorcycle? Look at this. Her feet doesn't even touch the ground. It's so fucking humongous. So, okay. Koharu, right? When we first see her, she makes a comment about Kano, right? Just basically like it's a comment to get herself into a conversation with Kiui, right? Just a little comment. And then she goes and she's like, do you smoke? Well, actually, no, she's like, do you have a light? And then Kiui says, I don't smoke. And Koharu is just like, oh, you seem like the type who would smoke. To which, you know, don't try to get kids into into smoking, alright? Or even drinking alcohol. If they end up getting that into it by themselves and hopefully not influenced by anybody else, you know, that's their own decision. Well, unless they're a kid, then, you know, you obviously... But, like, once they're, like, of drinking age or of smoking age and that's what they want to do, you know, that's their problem. But don't try to get kids to start doing all this smoke. But, okay. So, yeah, so it would fit your style. You mean in a selective cult following. Actually, no, this is after what she says. You'd be more in demand. Which is like she just makes a note about like the quote unquote dating game, right? Like you'd be more in demand of who specifically, right? Be more in demand of men? Women who smoke? And I just love that scowl that Kiui gives to her before she turns away. So you mean in a selective cult following way. Yeah, so. And then Koharu is just like, you know what? I think I'm not going to smoke. I find you much more interesting. Alright. By at this point, though, she knows that they're in high school, right? Because she makes a note later on in the bath scene. Well, in the locker room, technically. They were in the bath before. But, like, during that scene, she knows that they're in high school. So, like, if she comes here, then, like, does she have a slight idea that they're in high school now? I don't know. If I mull over this, I'm gonna be here for an hour. Maybe this is a tattoo removal. I'm not super sure how tattoo removals goes. But it does look like a flower of sort, you know? Yeah, it goes from all the way down here. I don't know, like, if it's a burn, if it's a burn scar, it's very specifically shaped, you know? Like, I don't know what fucking hit her that caused that burn scar, but I'm gonna pivot more towards, like, this is a tattoo removed. Okay, so that's what, I wasn't paying attention to what Koharu was saying there because I was too busy looking at a burn scar at the time, but... So, Kano says she keeps looking down because she's afraid to look ahead, and looking ahead to where you're going is a little scary, but ending up somewhere that with nowhere to turn back to is also very scary, because if you're looking down, you don't know where you're going, right? And so that gets Kano in the next scene to actually look straight forward and passes the beam test. I will say when Kano passes the driving test, but she fails the writing test. I felt that, dude. When I went to get my driver's license, I failed the exam like twice, I think. I might have failed it first. Can't remember if I failed it 2 times or if I failed it the first time and then I was like super anxious. So I was like, I don't want to go there anymore. I failed the test. It sucks. I feel like I might have failed. Yeah, I think I failed twice and then I passed the 3rd time because like you kind of have a moment where like if you fail too many writing tests, you have to like pay again and do the whole try overs again. But I hated learning to studying the for the DMV. I fucking hated it. The fucking stuff that they write and then the answers, the questions they have and then the answers, like it just didn't make any sense to me. And I fucking hated the writing test. So you know what I did? I don't think they don't do anymore because it used to be on paper, but now they have everything on computer. But I feel like on the computer, they're still like the same answers. But there was a YouTube channel that basically goes over the questions and answer of the DMV test. So what I did was I went onto that channel and I studied the questions and the answers. And by the time I came in for the 3rd time, I fucking passed because I just knew what answer I needed to write in. Because again, the whole thing fucking confused me. The whole studying and like what they give you for like what you need to study confused the shit out of me. I didn't understand it. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it this way instead, you know? When I went for my driving test, I passed it first try. Okay, so this is her post-graduation plans. So first choice is all of them are art universities, technically. But the first one is Department of Painting, just regular painting. Yeah, they're all the same thing. Painting, oil painting major, oil painting course. Okay. And then her comments is it too late to try for an art university? It's never too late. It's never too late to go into university, you know? Although... this is coming from a person who I attended some college classes and all that, but I never actually, like, fitted into an actual like a degree course. You know, I kind of just took general courses that any degree would require, you know, like not English and math, but just regular stuff, and like stuff that I was interested in learning and all that, but I just could never. The difference between high school and college was a little bit too much for me and my anxiety, so I just ended up not going to college. And it wasn't because like I was failing classes or anything, it's just I just couldn't handle the societal pressure from it. And also I kind of just stopped because I couldn't bring myself to go into the counselor's office, because, you know, one of the things you need to do is you need to go to the counselor's office and then they help you make a plan with a degree. But also I needed to go into the room where they needed to get you to take a test on like English and math, so that they know what level you are. So then, you know, if you can just skip English 100 or something, right, then you can go to take that test, and then it would just, and again, it would just basically let you know which English or which math class you need to take. And then once you know which degree you want, right, whether you need to take a higher math class or not. So I all I need to do was go into there, but I just couldn't. Like, I could barely go in and talk to like my high school counselor. The only reason why I went to talk to them is because they had to call me up, right? I was forced to come in. But like, other than that, I don't really go into them, the counselors and all that. And so like I kind of already felt, you know, socially crippled, where like I couldn't talk to people of a higher position than me. You know, I don't really like, I get very nervous talking to anybody who has like a higher authority than me, because that's just, it's just that feeling of like they have more power than me and they can do whatever the fuck they want, and I can't, and I just have to sit there and be like, great, you know, cool. So I have a big problem when it comes to that. And so because I couldn't go into the office, I couldn't do anything about that, and I kind of just fell into a bit of a spiral, and I just ended up quitting and not like attending college any further. But on the bright side, all right, for some reason I talk when I'm not like here in the recording, but like in business related stuff, I talk and write like I have a college degree. So you know, I may not have a college degree, but I can somehow still trick people into thinking that I have a college degree because I look educated, or I sound and write like I'm educated. Okay, so she rented this bike. Maybe the cops know that this is a rental bike. I don't know, but she rented this bike, and it's still a little big. It's not as big as the other motorcycle that they have, but I think it's still a little bit too big for her. But I still think that this is probably much more comfortable than that other fucking motorcycle that they have. Hey yo, any motorcycle experts in here ready to just fucking crush me with facts and logics? That would be great, thanks. Alright, so that was episode 7 of Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good / pretty nice episode. Currently don't know how to feel about it specifically, but we've got a split up of the crew with Kiui and Kano being together, you know, the two high school flunkies out here. And then we've got Kiui and, Mahiru and Mei, who are off doing their own things as well. And you know what, I think I'll just start off by talking about Mahiru and Mei. These two are just off doing their own things right now. You know, Mei's a little upset that Kiui gets to spend the night with Kano. I think Mei's parents probably wouldn't allow her to do it, but like, if she could have, she probably would have gone with them. But, and also, Kiui and Kano are just the two who aren't going to school, right? And so Mahiru and Mei still needs to go to school and everything. But we've got Mahiru, who is just asking Mei questions, you know, about her music, about her playing it, and whether she thought that going to her piano school was the right decision, right? Was it worth it and everything? Because that's just Mahiru trying to measure whether it's worth it to go to an art school to learn more about the oil painting that she's doing right now. Personally, I do think some of these conversations do feel like just a remember that this is what happened before, kind of like with Mei talking about her experience and how it was Kano or Nono-tan? So that's what she says. Like Nonoka, I think that's what it is. How Kano saved her and how it got her back into piano. But they also expanded on it a little bit, right? With Mahiru prying a little bit more into Mei. And Mei had mentioned, like, I thought that I only ever had interest in one thing. But when I find out that I had gotten second place at the piano thing, I would assume, she felt upset. She felt angry, and she was surprised that she was upset about it, right? And that got her even more motivated to continue on with her piano passion. Okay, so that was just Mei saying, I discovered something that I never knew I had. And then after this scene, it's the fucking bath scene. Okay, whatever. But I did mention during the note-taking that we saw the lists of school that Mahiru wants to go to, and they're all art school related, and I'm glad that she was able to talk to Kano by the end and tell her that, like, hey, the reason why I wanted to go to art school and actually expand on my art, you know, I want to learn how to like my art. That's what she says. And I love that she credits that all to Kano, because she was the one who got her back into drawing. And I really like that Mahiru points this back at Kano, who is currently now feeling lost, right? Maybe their position is a bit flipped with each other, where Mahiru feels like she has a path to go on now, while Kano feels like she is being left behind. Everybody has all these plans, and she doesn't have a great plan. Or at least to her, it's not as, like, great as everybody else's. And while Kano is feeling this, I love Mahiru points it right back at her, like, hey, you told me to draw for you when I couldn't draw. So now I'm going to say the same thing to you. I want you to sing for me. I love your singing. Kind of like how Kano says, I love your drawing. And yeah, overall, really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the little progress that they were having in all this, and I just enjoyed the final scene. You know, it's just the middle parts. It's just during the whole driving test stuff. It's just, what's going on? And I love Kiui's reason on wanting to become a middle school teacher, where she's just like, yeah, my middle school teacher during that time fucking sucks, right? He's probably one of the reasons why I stopped going to school in the first place. He told me that I'm not normal. and it's just like, yeah, that's really fucked, dude. But I'm glad that she was able to, it's the same thing as Mahiru, right? She has all that negative feeling of the viewer comments and everything, and she turned into something much more positive. And here's Kiui wanting to put back more positive into the world, and it's even if it's maybe for like a little bit of a selfish reason of like, I want to help my younger self, right? She knows and understands that there are kids who are just like her, and she wants to be a pillar for some of these kids, right? To let them know that even if you're quote unquote not normal, right, according to society and all that, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, right? It's not wrong to be I was going to make a double negative, and it was going to say it's wrong to be weird. Well, it's not wrong to be normal. There you go. It's wrong to be normal. I think that's where I was, because I was going to say it's not wrong to not be normal. Actually, is that? No, that's still double negative. All right, English. All right, well, you know what? You catch my point, right? It's okay to not be normal. I felt a little teary when she went and said that, but I'm also glad that Kano felt that tear as well. And this is also that one moment where Kiui tells her this fucking story, and like that this is her biggest reason on why she wants to become a middle schooler. She wants to be a middle school teacher. And Kano's just like, oh, my reason for wanting to get 100,000 subscribers? I mean, I kind of started out of spite, but compared to your stuff, I don't know. It's like, she's just like, yeah, I don't remember. Unless she genuinely doesn't remember, I don't know. But we know that she started this whole thing because of spite. and you know, when you get into this whole dream stuff and like you start to compare your dream in comparison to other people, it's not good. I mean, it's the whole comparison stuff. And it's just like, well, even if you started the stream with like ulterior motives and whatnot, doesn't matter in the end if you put your passion into it and you become a success at what you wanted to do, right? Especially, I mean, look, Well, another example that is not political, but more anime, is Denji from Chainsaw Man. That boy, he has a one-track mind, he has simple needs, right? He just wants to get boned before he dies. He wants to get a girlfriend at the very least before he dies. Very simple dreams, but he pursues it with a lot of passion. He's able to fucking excel at his job because of his rather simple passion. And, you know, he doesn't need some fucking sob story. I mean, he technically does have a sob story, but, like, he doesn't need any additional sob story reason for wanting to be like this, for wanting to, like, better people's lives or whatever, you know? He just wants stuff for himself, and that's okay, you know? Again, it's not too particularly the reason why, I mean, unless you started this whole thing just to... just to fucking ultimately fuck somebody's life over, you know? Like, maybe not like that, but if you're able to pack it on to spite and just do this whole thing out of spite, I think it's still good. What is that green thing on the nachos? Like, these are tomatoes, understandable. What is this green thing? I'm thinking of celery for some reason, but I'm like, do you eat celery with nachos? It's, the more I look at it, the more it's starting to look like jelly. Or maybe it's, well, bell pepper would be much a darker green than this light green thing. What is this? But okay, here we are with Koharu. You know, I was just like, oh, maybe we're gonna get to see her during the opening, and then we see her in this episode. I'm just over like, oh god, like there's a lot of creepy elements. You know, a lot of elements that maybe if I was around the age of high school, I probably would overlook it, you know, because, like, whatever, you know, could be, like, a cool adult friend or something, but it's just that weird space between, like, if you're an adult and you're actively going to wanting to talk to high schoolers and, like, asking for their contact info and everything, it's not a little weird, but it is weird, alright? Like, if high schoolers come up to you and talk to you and, you know, want to bounce questions off of you or whatever, you know, I think that's fine. But, like, after that, it's just kind of like, all right, I'm out of here, you know, I'm the adult, I'm getting out of here, see you later, you know? The first impression of Koharu just sort of rubs me the wrong way because, like, she kind of just, well, I mentioned it during the note-taking, right? She just goes in and talks about, like, do you smoke? Well, you should smoke. People will go after you more and that. And then when Kiui rejects that offer, right, she's just like, well, smoking, no, you are more interesting than the smoke. And I'm just like, I mean, okay, like, maybe she just is interested in her, like that and all that. But then she goes and she asks about Kiui's breasts. And I'm just sort of like, look, you know, we have made mention of Kiui's breasts before, I think. Have we? Well, I don't know, maybe in terms of, like, episode 3, where that dude was looking at Kiui, he's just like, oh, she's not that bad, you know, and what a fucking guy, that's for sure. But look, not particularly one of the first questions that you would want to ask. Again, especially if you are an adult and you are talking to a high schooler and, like, you're like, yo, what's your breast sizes? But the one thing that I sort of get on why she asked it in the first place is because she has gotten plastic surgery and she had, and you know, she used to be like an A cup or a B cup, that's what she says, and now it's an F cup because she spent 1,000,000 yen on these biddies, and like, I would assume that's why that got her interest, because she's just like, wow, your tits are huge, and like, they're all natural compared to mine, you know, like, I have to pay money to get these, but you just grew up with these, and I understand that logic. I understand it, but still doesn't mean that you should just go up to somebody and ask them for their breast size. Nor should you offer high schoolers as an adult to let them see your boobs, alright? Like, if you, and like, the whole thing is that they were going to go to the public bath anyway, so like, you know, that was going to happen either way. But like, if you're planning on taking that, like, you shouldn't just profoundly just be like, boom, look at these biddies. And I wanted to go to that scene, but I don't want to put it like right in the background. But God, don't you think it's a little weird this season that we've got two scenes a scene from two different anime of just breasts being groped in the bath? Well, it's just a coincidence, you know? I have mentioned like the perverseness of this show sometimes, where again they keep showing legs and feet of girls, and now here in this episode they're just like, yeah, we're gonna crank it to the fucking max. All right, we're gonna have a scene of this woman getting her breasts groped by high schoolers while she's thinking, these are high school girls, right? Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. If you have to think about that, if that's in your fucking head, you shouldn't have done it in the first place, alright? You should have not done it in the first place. Like, this is... And like, there are other things that Koharu says that it's, like, understandable. Like, again, during the note-taking, when Koharu is in the bath and Kano's talking about how she's afraid to look forward to the future, she's afraid of falling over, and that's why she's always looking down. And Koharu says, better to look ahead than to walk into a place where you have no way to back out of. And then we see that either tattoo remove or a burn scar, but I assume it's tattoo removal, so, you know, it's a bit of a regret that she had in her life. So, it's good advice, and it encouraged Kano to pass her beam exam and all that, so I thought, you know, good stuff for her, and, like, she still talks to she finds Kiui interesting, so like she talks to her, and like where we were at that point where Kiui was trusting enough of Kiui felt that Koharu was trustful enough that she just told her that she was Nox Ryusagi, which also they're in the train, so like this girl could have also been like, what? Who's Nox? Who that? Me don't know. But it seems like Koharu also knows who Nox Ryusagi is. And even Koharu's just like, are you sure you should tell me about that? And this was even before Koharu asked Kiui for her contact info. And so I'm just like, what are you planning on doing there, Kiui? Like, if you just told Koharu about your identity, your VTuber identity, and then you just left it at that? Like, you're just so trusting that she's not gonna fucking expose you? The bad vibes that I get from Koharu, which, again, I've mentioned, so I'm just a broken record at this point, is the way she just markets her words. Right? Again, with, like, the whole smoking thing, and, like, oh, if you smoke, you'd be more in demand. And then here, where she tells Kiui, hey, can I get your contact info? You know, I'm usually not the one who asks for the contact info. It's the way that she phrases it, where it sounds like, you know, people who are interested in her would try to hit her up and get her contact info, and that's what she's used to, and that's why she's just like, oh, somebody who's not interested in me enough to actually ask for my contact info, and I have to do it. It's, you know what it brings out of? It gives out that weird vibe of, I'm the popular girl trope, and Kiui is the boy/girl trope who doesn't really care much about the popular girl, and that's why the popular girl is interested in the uninterested boy/girl stuff. You know, it really felt like that trope, and that's why I'm just like, there's a weird feeling. Like, I would assume that we're gonna go a little past this, but I also, there's like some points where like you see Kiui blushes, and I was just kind of like, what's going on there for a second? You know, it was the first time they met each other. Hold on. So you seem more interested than having a smoke, and then Kiui is like a little blush, and she's just like, okay. I was just gonna be like, okay. Another thing I will say about Koharu is that I like that they introduced a character who has had plastic surgery, and it was kind of not put off, it was displayed, especially with like the reaction between Kiui and Kano. It's just like, whoa, this is all artificial? You paid money for this? Whoa, this is pretty, you know, like they're much more surprised and like excited for it, instead of like, oh, you did plastic surgery? Ooh, I can't believe you would do that. Oh, those tits are artificial? No thanks, and whatnot, you know? It's like, oh, well, you must have been ugly before you do plastic surgery or whatever. So I thought that it was an interesting way that they did that, where they just introduced her as somebody who has had a lot of plastic surgery. And it was just like, you know, that's just how it is, you know? That's kind of what plastic surgery is for. Although I'm not particularly keen on plastic surgery in general, just because I feel like the whole idea of that kind of makes you feel like you're ugly, you know, and that you need to pay money to look beautiful and whatnot. Like, I feel like it does drive that idea into you. But, you know, if people want to get plastic surgery, they can, and there's, you know, as long as they don't go fucking overboard and have way too many fucking plastic surgery to the point where the doctors tell them to stop. I'm looking at this again. Oh my god, dude. Look at this motorcycle compared to, like, Kano's legs. There's, like, fucking chicken legs, bro. Like, what the... This motorcycle could fucking fall on you and snap your legs like a twig, dude. So Kano got her driver's license, rented a bike. First thing that she wants to do, drive right to where Mahiru is, dude. What a fucking cool individual. Yo, Mahiru is just out here hanging out with her friend, and then her cool girlfriend comes over with a bike, and then Mahiru hops onto the bike as well. Alright, bye friends. What a fucking scene this was, dude. And I love that Kano tells Mahiru that the reason why I wanted to get the bike, or get a driver's license, is because I want you on my back while I'm riding. And I'm like, whoa, shit, dude. Again, down bad, dude. Kano's down bad. Why did you want to get a license? Is there somewhere you wanted to go? I suddenly realized I didn't know what I'm pressing on and where I want to go. What did I want to do by aiming for 100k followers? So she feels lost, right? Why do I want to sing? Why do you want to sing, huh? So yeah, Kano feels lost, and she's just lost that spite within her, because she did start it based on spite, but now she has, you know, she has her friends, and she's happy, and kind of like with that whole prayer, right? I have nothing left to pray for except a lot of things. You still have a lot of things to pray for. So remember what you told me back when I couldn't draw? You said, then draw for me. And so that's the same thing that Mahiru tells to Kano. Sing for me. I love your singing. And again, this show just loves showing feet and legs. Hey, I think I figured it out. Why I got my license. I think it was to ride with you on the back. Oh, okay. Oh wait, is this the part where she says Mahiru? Hold on. Oh yeah, she is. This is the part where she says Mahiru. Okay. Not the Yoru, but like the real person, right? What? That's a little heavy. Don't say that. Hey, did you call me Mahiru and not Yoru? Interesting that, like, whenever we have the scene where feels like maybe Mahiru kind of gets the point that Kano was that Kano was putting through. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward thing to, like, hey, I learned to drive so I can drive you around. It's just like, I mean, I don't know, do friends do that for each other? But like, she says that very specific, and I've just been writing Kano's down bad for like the past 3 episodes now. But yeah, it really feels like Mahiru catches onto it. It's kind of like that whole kissing thing. She catches onto it, but she puts it in a joking way because she doesn't want to be serious about it. Right? She doesn't want to be serious about this topic, and instead she throws it back at Kano and get her flustered instead. So it's kind of the pattern that we see, and by pattern I mean like just this is literally the only second time, but you know, in anime, no such thing as a coincidence if it happens 2 times, right? So I do wonder how that is going to progress in terms of how Mahiru reacts to Kano, or if this is how we're going to keep at it for like the rest of the for the rest of the series. Who knows, right? Kind of like what I was talking about last episode, where if this is how the anime is going to do it, then like this basically gives them a pretty good platform to just be like, yeah, we are teetering on the Yuri, but like we're not fully on it, you know? We could be, you know, where we're teetering maybe on like a little bit of shoujo ai. It's not actually Yuri, you know? If they told me this was more shoujo ai, I would believe it. This is definitely gives off that vibe of shoujo-ai. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.